Morning. Hi everyone. I've got a little bit of a limited time this morning, so it's going to be a bit shorter than normal. So probably about half an hour, 40 minutes. Although every time I think that it ends up being longer, so we'll see. It's the new moon today, so I thought we would do a practice to use the energy of the new moon, which is really a time to pause and reflect on anything that we want to release and let go of so that we can plant some new seeds, create some new intentions, and move forwards into the new month with those in mind, and kind of cultivating new and useful, helpful ways of thinking, ways of being. Okay, so this is a practice that's going to help us to release some of the unwanted and to welcome in some new things into our lives, into our bodies, and it can be about anything at all. Hi, Helen. So, morning. So let's come and get straight to it. So if you come and sit on your mat, I've got a little cushion under my sitting bones. Just come and sit. I'm actually just going to move my mat back a little bit, making a bit more space for the video. Yeah, I think that's better. Okay. So come and sit in a comfortable position. We're going to cross our right leg in front of our left leg to start with here. It can be easy pose, Sukhasana, or you can just lightly cross your ankles if that's more comfortable. And then let's take a Apana Mudra. So we're going to take our middle finger and our index finger and touch them together with our thumb. And just bring the backs of the hands to rest on the legs here. So this mudra is about the downward flow of energy, the energy of elimination and releasing. And so we're just going to start the practice by focusing on anything that we would like to release, anything that we'd like to move beyond. So take a moment to settle yourself here, let the eyes close. Start to bring your awareness into the body, building our awareness from the ground up. So start by focusing on your points of contact down into the earth, into the floor. Sitting bones, the legs, ankles and feet. Just noticing how they connect into the earth. And then starting to bring your awareness up, flowing up the spine, finding just a little more length, sense of sitting a little taller as the crown of the head lifts. Nice and soft and relaxed in the shoulders and around the jaw. And let your attention arrive on the breath. Noticing the flow of air in the nostrils, down the back of the throat. Noticing the movement of your chest, ribs, and belly. And just allowing that breath to become a little slower, a little deeper, a little more mindful. And taking a pause, a moment of reflection here. Is there anything that you want to move beyond? So it might be patterns of thought or patterns of behaviour. It might be fears or experiences that you really know that you could just do without, move beyond. Or maybe you want to let them go so you can make some space for new things. So if something's coming up for you, just sit with it for a moment and have a little look at it. Look at it from all angles. something you want to release, let go, move beyond. Just stay with that for a few breaths. Holding that in your mind, in your focus. And if nothing's coming up for you, then that's absolutely fine. See if you can stay in a nice, quiet, focused place with your attention on the breath and soften through the body, and see if you can find any places inside you that just could let go and release a little more. Be a bit softer, be a bit more spacious. And we're going to start really silent to ourselves as we breathe, just to repeat the words let go. Now as you inhale, just saying quietly to yourself, let. And as you exhale, go. So whether that's something that's come to mind, or some physical tension in the body, something you're holding, let go. And feel that sensation of softening, of releasing, spreading through the body on the exhale. Maybe your jaw becoming more soft and easy, the hips relaxing, the lower belly softening. Really doesn't matter if it's physical or emotional or experiential, something you want to release. Okay. You can stay with that mental chant, that mantra. We're going to release the mudra. I'm going to bring our hands in front and just gently come into a forward fold. So just sliding the hands away from you as far as feels comfortable for you. And come onto your forearms. You can come all the way down to rest your head on the floor if that feels okay, in your back and your hips. Just letting your gaze turn down to the floor or closing the eyes again. And stay with this lovely deep breath. Releasing on the exhale. Softening in. And then inhale, just bringing yourself up a little bit and walking your hands over to the left and coming into more of a side bend, relaxing the head back down. If it doesn't meet the floor, it really doesn't matter, but just that intention of heaviness, of softness, dropping in on the exhale. And make some space as you breathe in, and as you exhale, just let go. Use your exhale. Inhale to walk the hands back up through the middle and come over to the other side, so we're reaching over to the right. And then slowly walking the hands back through the centre, so coming all the way up. We're going to swap the cross of the legs. So that left leg comes in front. Sit nice and tall and then come forwards into that forwards fold again. And gaze down or close the eyes. Come back to your breath. See if you can soften in on the exhale. Let go. Release. Inhale to slowly rise. Walk the hands over to the right. Come back in. Breathe into the stretch wherever you feel it in the body. on the inhale and go on the exhale, silently repeating to yourself. Slowly walking that up and over to the other side. And then bringing that back up through the centre and all the way back to sit tall. Okay, we're going to keep the right leg in and stretch the left leg out. You can stay seated up on your cushion if that's comfortable for you, or you can take it out if you don't need it anymore. So that right leg, the heel is just going to come into the top of the left thighs. It doesn't have to be too wide here. And we're going to slide the left hand along the floor. Inhale up and come over into a side bend. And just turn the gaze down to the floor. So a little softness in that left elbow. Draw the shoulders away from the ears. Just feel that you're making some space in the side body here. Breathing into it. Inhale to rise up. Place that right hand down just behind your right hip. Circle the left arm around. Press into the right hand. Lift the hips. And gaze down and back towards that right hand. And just breathe into the space of the front body. Take it easy. And then sitting the hips back down. Circling the arms towards the straight leg. Little bend in that knee and really flex the toes. And we're just going to fold belly towards the thighs and come into a gentle forward fold over that leg. Nice deep breaths. Just giving your body a time to adjust, maybe back off a little bit. Inhale a bit more space into the chest, into the upper back. Find a bit of length, and then exhale to soften in. Good. Rising up. Inhaling. We're going to inhale the arms out to the sides and then exhale to turn the body towards the right. Bring that left hand across to the knee and the right fingertips can just touch the floor behind you, or if you like you can wrap the arm around the lower back, maybe work the fingertips towards that front left thigh and come into a gentle twist. Nice deep breaths. Shoulders softening. Sitting up nice and tall through the spine. And then slowly release. Coming all the way back to the front. We'll swap sides. Bringing that right leg out long, left heel to the top of the right thigh. Flexing the right foot. Coming into a side bend, sliding the right hand away. Come up and over and then gazing down to the mat. So that grounding, rooting, dropping towards the earth. Feeling heavy in that left sitting bone, left knee, left thigh. Inhale, rise. Place that left hand just behind you. Circle the right hand around. Lift up, but gaze down towards that back hand as you press the hips a little forwards. Start to open the front body. And then slowly sit back down. Turn yourself towards your straight right leg, little bend in that right knee. Lift your chest and gently melt your belly towards that front leg. Breathing deep. Back off with a bit of an inhale, a bit of a lengthening wave through the spine. And exhale to soften in. Really fill your posture with your breath. And slowly rising all the way up. So sweeping the arms out wide as you breathe in. Turning to your left. finding that rotation, that twist. So right hand across to the outside edge of that left knee, maybe circling the back arm to take hold of the front thigh, or you can keep the left fingertips down. Deep breaths. And gently release and unwind. Coming over into child's pose, so crossing the ankles and rocking across, or you can sweep the legs around to one side. Take the knees wide, sit back towards the heels, reach the hands forward. So dropping the weight here into the forehead, just feeling that point of contact into the mat. Nice and heavy in the hips, relaxing back. Again, just bringing to mind what you want to release, what you want to let go, what you could do without, making some space so we can plant new intentions. Okay, lifting the head, walking ourselves up onto all fours. So coming to bring those knees in underneath the hips and the wrists under the shoulders. We'll start a little movement through cat-cow. So inhale to lift the chest. Exhale, round the spine, press the ground away. Inhale to lift the chest. Lift the tail. Draw the shoulders back and down. Exhale to round. Inhale, lift the chest, lift the tail. Exhale, rounding, and as you round into cat, let's send the hips back towards the heels. Reach those fingertips a little further forwards. Inhale to come forwards, keeping the round of the spine, but then let the hips drop a little, open the front of the belly, front of the chest. And then exhale, rounding back into cat. So just take this inhaling and exhaling through these two places, and just depending on how your body feels, depends how far forward you let that pelvis drop. Just use it as a chance to open up through the spine, through the hips. And then the next one, we're going to roll down to lie on our belly. So just let the pelvis bend, the elbows roll all the way down. Let's bring the hands underneath the forehead and just pause and rest here. So just a little rock from side to side across the hips. Just feeling that lower back ease and release. And then come to stillness. We're going to bend the right leg, reach around, take a hold of the right ankle, top of the foot, and just gently draw the heel to the bottom. Breathing into the front of the right hip, right quadricep. See if you can really feel the exhalation allows those muscles to lengthen, the heel to come a little closer. Working with the breath. And gently release, lower that foot with control, swap over to the other side. And then releasing, slowly lowering that foot. Good. We're going to bring the hands in underneath the shoulders, tuck the toes. Inhale, lift the chest, press into the hands, and come back into child's pose. So knees might need to come a little wider. Sit the hips back to the heels. And then slowly coming up out of child's pose to sit on the heels. So if this isn't comfortable, you can take a little cushion underneath the heels between the bottom and the heels, or you can come and sit on your bottom if you haven't got anything handy. Okay, and let's take another pause here, and let's bring our hands onto our body. So the right hand onto the centre of the heart and the left hand onto the belly. And now we're going to shift focus a little bit and just see if there's anything that we want to welcome in. So are there any intentions that you would like to work with this month from this new moon moving forwards? So any seeds you want to plant. It's Mental Health Awareness Week, so maybe there's something to do with self-care that really helps you to look after your mental health. So for me, being able to practice yoga regularly really helps my mental health. And it's one of the things that sometimes I just need to say, the house is a mess, I haven't got any shopping in, but I'm actually just going to use this hour to do some practice, some yoga practice, and that will have the knock-on effect of really helping my mental health. So my intention might be something like, put yourself first. So just allowing anything that comes up, anything you would like to create, manifest for the next 4 weeks-ish of this next lunar cycle. New seeds you want to plant, just let those come to the surface. Maybe finding a new mantra in the present tense, a new intention, something you're going to work with, welcome in. And if nothing comes up again for you, then maybe just thinking about this on a physical level. So we've just let go of some things in the body. Now let's see if we can create a little more stability, a little bit more energy. Okay, opening the eyes, coming back onto all fours, let's release the cushion. And we'll come straight up into downward dog. So tuck the toes, press through the hands, come up into a dog, and just have a chance to walk out the legs nice and slowly from side to side, just waking up the muscles in the back of the legs. Working through the feet as well, a little massage through the soles of the feet, the bottoms of the toes. And let's start to deepen the breath, so coming into more of an Ujjayi breath, little sound in the back of the throat. Coming to stillness with the legs, little bend in the knees. A little bit of strength in the arms. Good, we're going to inhale to sweep the right leg up and then open the dog. So bend the knees, let that foot come over towards the left, and just start by circling the ankle in any direction, finding your breath. Good. And then flex the foot, push the heel away from you. We're going to straighten out that right leg and square the hips. Take an inhale. As you exhale, knee to chest. And we're going to step confidently towards the front of our mat. If you need to help it out, help it out. Coming into a low lunge with the back knee down on the mat. So we want to press into that front foot. Inhale into crescent lunge. Sweep the hands up. You can have palms touching or hands facing each other. Nice deep breaths. So take a little lean back, open the chest. Good, and then we're going to come forwards and we're going to bring the hands all the way down through centre. Sweep the arms down along our hips as we lean the upper body forwards into a straight line. So just a feeling of leaning forwards, pressing through the front knee. Good. Good, and then releasing the hands down, coming either side of that front foot. I'm going to tuck the back toes under, press into the back foot and lift the back knee off the floor. So you can always stay with that back knee down on the floor. Left hand to the mat. I'm going to inhale to open into a twist, rotating the chest towards the belly, and now we're going to start to lift the gaze, so looking up towards the top hand. Nice deep breaths here. And then exhale, bringing that right hand down. Okay, we're going to step back into a three-legged dog. So this front right leg is going to sweep all the way up and open. Inhale. And exhale, lower the foot. Good. Inhaling to swap to the other side. So that left leg rises. Opening the dog, letting the left foot come over to the right. And circling the foot at the ankle. Nice deep breaths. Try and contain the shoulders a little bit, so draw them a little bit back away from the ears. Press into the index finger and thumb. Little softness in the elbows there. Good. And then we're going to straighten that leg, flex the foot so the toes point towards the floor. Inhale, exhale, knee to chest, step forwards to the top of the mat. Help it out if you need to. Back knee down to the mat. Pressing into the left foot. Inhale, rise, crescent lunge. Lift the heart, gaze up. You can have those palms separated if it helps in your shoulders. Nice deep breaths. Good. And then bringing that all the way forwards into this lean. So coming forwards, leaning forwards, sweeping the arms back alongside your hips, growing through the crown of the head. And release the hands towards the floor. Right hand lands on the mat. Pressing into the back toes, lift the back knee off the floor, turn the belly towards the left thigh. Opening up into a twist, lift the gaze. Breathe here. And then release as you exhale, sweeping that left foot back up and high. And exhale it down. Okay, we're going to bend the knees, look forwards between the hands, and then walk the feet up the mat. Come into a forward fold over the legs. And just keeping everything really, really soft. Let the head go, give it a little shake. And then inhale, lift the chest, extend the heart forwards. Exhale, folding down. Inhale, lift up. And exhale to melt. One more time with your breath. Good. And then hands back to the floor. We're going to step that right foot back. Tuck the toes under. And then really press down into the floor. And we're going to rise up into a high lunge. So nice and strong. Bring the inner thighs towards one another. Lift the gaze. You can again, palms can touch or have that separation between the palms if it feels better for you and your shoulders. Deep breath here. And we're going to spin that open into Warrior Two. So turning to the long edge of the mat and wiggling your feet so the front heel comes in line with the arch of the back foot. Nice deep breath. I think we've got a delivery. That's my husband sliding past the camera there. Okay. So as you're in Warrior Two here, gazing along the line of that middle finger towards the future. So what's going to be coming into our lives over the next few weeks? What are we working with, manifesting, creating? Breathing here. Pressing into that front knee and out through the back of the right foot. Nice deep breaths. And inhale, reverse. Lift the chest, lift the gaze towards the top hand. Feel that openness, that energy in the body. Good, and then we're going to exhale, windmill the hands all the way back down. Swivel the feet so you're back in a nice long lunge. And step the back foot towards the front foot. Come into a forward fold. Good, nice deep breaths here. step the left foot back, tuck the toes under, squeeze the inner thighs towards one another, push down through the feet, rise up, nice confident strength in the body. Palms together or hands facing each other, lift the gaze, lift the heart, deep breaths. Opening that into warrior two, so just swiveling the back foot, maybe walking the front foot in a little bit more. Gaze towards the right middle finger, nice and confident and strong in your warrior. Deep breaths. Reverse, inhale, lift the gaze. Nice strong legs. And then exhale, windmill the hands all the way down. Okay, we're going to step back into downward facing dog. Okay, bending the knees, looking forwards to the hands. And then a little hop to sit, or you could bring the knees down, come over to one side. Good. And we're going to come all the way down onto our backs. Just roll yourself down onto your mat. Okay, let's bring the soles of the feet together and the knees wide, but rather than just letting this hang, just press the soles of the feet into one another a little bit. So you've got a little bit of a containment in and around the legs. And take the arms out wide or even above the head and just place one hand on top of the other. So a really nice opening feeling for the front body. Draw the chin in a little towards the chest. Maybe let the eyes close. A sense of being open to possibility, open to new things. Finding your breath. And then releasing the arms down and out to the sides, if you're taking them over your head. Just going to close your left knee all the way over to the right knee and turn your head to the left. Nice deep breaths here into the left side. And then coming back through centre, so widening the legs, finding that middle place, and then taking the right knee over to meet the left and turning the gaze to the right. And again, breathing here. And coming back into the centre, opening the right leg. Coming back onto your back, arms wide, and then pressing those feet in towards one another, just carefully bringing the knees in. And then you can either stay here with the feet flat on the floor, just let the knees knock together, or straighten out the legs, come into Shavasana for a few breaths. And let's take a nice big inhale through the nose, and let it go with a sigh. One more time, big inhale. Exhale with a sigh. And letting everything settle into stillness. Finding a little bit of space. Coming back to whatever intentions have been coming up for you during the practice, something you want to work with, some seeds you want to plant, for new things to grow. Just knowing that, like any new thing that you want to grow, needs a mix of patience and nurturing. So what can you do to really allow those little intentions to have the best chance of taking root and growing? What is it that you could do to cultivate those little seeds of intention that you've planted? Maybe to take some time every day to bring your awareness back to them. Repeating this practice, or taking some time to meditate, or do whatever it is that really feeds you and nourishes you. Good. So we'll just bring ourselves back. Little gentle movement through the feet and the hands. Stretching the fingers and toes. Take a nice long stretch, reach the arms overhead, make yourself as long as you can. And then bring the knees into the chest, give yourself a hug. We're going to come over onto one side and then slowly up to seated. And I always like to finish any practice like this with a round of Om, because it's just a reminder of that everything we're doing we can also send out into the universe, and that everything is connected. So all of our positive work we do on ourselves is going to influence everyone in our sphere and the universe and the energy of everything around us. So let's bring our hands into prayer, and we will take a round of Om. So I can't hear you, but I'm going to imagine that you're chanting along with me. So find a comfortable seat, grow a little taller through the spine, let the eyes close. Let's take a nice deep inhale. And allow the breath to return to its natural rhythm. Namaste. Well, thank you so much if you joined me live. Sorry it was a little bit of a shorter one today. I'm not doing a Friday evening class, so until next week. So next week we have a Friday evening relaxation, gentle and restorative practice, which you're welcome to join. I'll let you know if anything else is happening. This time might be becoming a little bit difficult with my daughter's naps, so I might have to shift the Facebook Lives to another slot. But look after yourselves, have a lovely bank holiday weekend, and I'll see you soon.